guys, and welcome back to Little Reads. I'm Little Read, and I'm going to continue to read my little book called Goosebumps. This is my Goosebumps book. I've been reading this for a while now, and it is called Why I'm Afraid of Bees. And if you haven't been following my channel, please do go and watch my previous videos to catch up on the story so far. The story is about this teenage boy called Gary Luts, and he is having some trouble at school, and he wanted to change his life, and unfortunately it went a little bit wrong, and this is basically what happens to him. As a reminder for everyone as well, that I am a dyslexic reader, so if I make mistakes during the reading, please do mind my reading, and if I do make mistakes, I hope I don't, but if I do, please be patient with me, and I will try my best not to make mistakes, and I'll try and get my best to read the book as clearly as I can. So we are on chapter 21 now, so let's get to it now. Let me find the page. Right, here we go. So this is so 21. Now this is chapter 21. In the last chapter we found Gary Luts had arrived to person office and has got in front of Miss Carmen, but let's see if he gets her attention now. I'm gonna get nice and comfortable now, and let's see what happens. So I'm gonna get nice and comfortable, and let's get on with this reading, shall we? Right. Miss Carmen didn't even glance up from her paper work. Once again, I realized no one could hear my squeaky insect voice. With a defeated moan, I sunk down onto the seat of the chair and curled up into a tiny ball. I'd come all this way for nothing. I realized I found the person. I realized I'd found the one person in the world who might be able to help me, and she couldn't even hear me. I give up, I whispered sadly. It's hopeless. I have to get used to the idea of being a bee forever. There's no way I can get my old body back. I had never been so miserable in my whole life. I wished someone would come along, drop onto the chair and sit on me. A strange sound startled me from my unhappy thoughts. I sat up straight and listened hard. Woohoo! Woohoo! It almost sounded like someone breathing. How could that be? It was so loud. I floated up off the chair and buzzed around the room, trying to find where the sound was coming from. I had circled the room twice before I figured it out. Miss Carmen was bending over to pick up something she dropped on the floor. Her nose and mouth were inches from the top of her desk, and the microphone was used to talk to people and had picked up the sound of her breathing. Suddenly, I had a brilliant idea. If I could get to the other side of the glass, I could use the microphone to make Miss Carmen hear me. I swooped over to the wall and flew straight up onto the ceiling. No luck there. There was a sheet of glass went from all the way up. There was no space for me to edge myself through to the other side. I buzzed down to the place where the glass met the top of Miss Carmen's desk. Yes, there was a small slot in the glass. I remembered how she had passed through the book of photographs on my first visit to the office. The slot wasn't very large, but it was plenty big enough for my round little bee body. I shot through the hole and jumped on top of the microphone. Miss Carmen, I shouted. Putting my mouth next to the metal. Miss Carmen. Her eyes opened wide. Her mouth dropped open in confusion. She stared out into the waiting room, searching for someone speaking. "It's Gary Luts," I called out, "and I'm down here on your microphone." Miss Carmen stared down at the microphone. Her eyes narrowed in fear. "What's going on? Who's doing this? Is this a joke?" "No," I cried. "It's no joke at all. It's really me, Gary Luts." But, she stammered. But no other words came out. "What's the joke? How are you doing that?" Her voice was so loud, the sound waves nearly bursted me off the microphone. "Don't yell to me," I cried. "I can hear you." "I don't believe this," she explained in a trembling voice. She stared down at me. "It's all your fault," I shouted angrily. "You messed up the transfer operation. When you made the switch, one of my neighbor's bees must have gotten onto the machine. So instead of putting me into Derek Davis' body, you put me into a bee." Miss Carmen blinked. Then she slapped her forehead. "Well, that explains it," she cried. "That explains why Derek Davis' body has been behaving so strangely." She picked up some papers on her desk and started putting them onto her briefcase. "I must really apologize," she said. I feel really bad, Gary. We've never had a mix-up like this before. I hope it's at least been interesting for you." "Interesting?" I squealed. "It's been a nightmare. You wouldn't believe what I've been through. I've been attacked by screen doors, cats, fly waters, you name it. You yourself almost ran me over with your car." All the color drained from her face. "Oh no," she cried, her voice a whisper. "I'm so sorry. I didn't know." "Well, what about it?" I asked her impatiently. "What about what?" "What about getting me back into my body? Can you do it right away?" Miss Carmen cleared her throat. "Well, couldn't, she replied slowly. Normally, I could transfer you right back, but there's a slight problem. In your case. What kind of problem? I demanded. It's Derek Davis. Miss Carmen replied. It seems he became very attached to your old body. He likes your house and your parents too. In fact, he even likes your sister, Cassie. So, I cried. So what happened? So what's that supposed to mean? Miss Carmen stood up and pushed in her desk chair. It means, she said, that Derek Davis is refusing to give up your body. He says he absolutely won't go back to his old life. He plans to keep your body forever. Oh dear, that is not very good at all. Derek Davis doesn't want to give up Gary Luts' body. Gary can't stay in a bee forever. Now that is a twist. I wasn't expecting that one. So that means Gary has got a little bit of a fight on him to get his old body back. He wasn't having much fun in his old body, but he doesn't seem to be having much fun in this new one either. So that is the end of chapter 21. So join me next time to find out what happens with Gary's body and Derek Davis. That's Stine. So we shall find out what happens next time. If you enjoyed this, please do subscribe and watch my previous videos, and I will join you guys next time to find out what happened to Gary's body. So until next time guys, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, and I will see you next time. Bye.